Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I have a special guest, Charlie, for anybody that does not know. He has a channel called It's Charlie Vest, so definitely go check him out. He's way better at it than I am, so
Up
uh
and rising star right here. Don't believe her.
it's whatever. So today we are going to be reacting to How Big is USA Actually by the Infographics show.
Infographics.
Thank you, thank you. So
I didn't have it scrolled in the wrong spot. Couldn't read it.
that's okay.
Yeah, so the USA is pretty,
Mm.
you
How
know,
big is it?
right? Does it go beyond what we're imagining? I know. I mean,
Yeah,
well, I
neither
mean,
can I.
there's a lot of countries that's like what,
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
Like, yeah.
So yeah, let's jump on in.
All right, let's check it out, guys. Make sure you like and subscribe to her.
This
Thank you.
video was made
Thanks.
possible by Wix. If you're ready to create a website, head over to wix.com/go/infographics to try out one of their premium plans right now.
And if you're trying
the
to make a
United
website,
States is currently the world's sole superpower with military installations around the world. As a country, its geography spans from subtropical forests to rolling plains, scorching deserts, and Arctic wastes. But just how big is the US really in comparison to the rest of the world? Hello and welcome to another episode of the Infographics Show. Today, we're taking a look at how big the US really is. The US is approximately 5,680,000 square miles, with terrain that varies dramatically. Only Russia at 10.6 million square miles and Canada at 6,205,000 square miles are larger than the US. Its three biggest states, Alaska at 663,000 square miles, Texas at 270,000 square miles, and California at 160,000 square.
I thought like China, bigger area.
Yeah,
like,
that I always thought that too.
Yeah, it said, I know they have more people.
And Russia looks bigger than
Well, Russia. It said Russia and Canada is the only in land area. But I thought China. I just swore China.
Square miles.
No, they have a lot of people.
Would be the 17th largest nation in the world, immediately after Sudan at 1.15 million square miles, and right before Libya at 1 million square miles. In total, the U.S. is larger than the 107 smallest countries in the world combined. With about 327 million people, the United States is also the third most populated nation on Earth, having a total of 4.28% of the total world population. With a net yearly migration rate of approximately 900,000 people, the U.S. is by far the one place the rest of the world wants to live, with Germany coming in second at 350,000 migrants, and Turkey in third with 325,000 migrants. In the U.S., 83% of the population lives in cities, with its three most populated cities being New York City with 8.5 million people, Los Angeles with 4 million people, and Chicago.
New York City looks so small. Map.
Yeah. No. Yeah. But but once you zoom in, though.
Yeah, it's nuts.
Yeah, it's crazy. 83% of our population lives in. So the rest of us are just 17%. It's just live in small towns,
With 2.7 million people. All combined, the population of the U.S.'s three biggest cities is equal to the population of Chad with 14.5 million people. Just these three cities alone are also more populated than Cuba with 11.5 million people.
I did not know that.
Belgium with 11.3 million people, and Greece with 11.2 million people. When counting the greater metropolitan area, New York City is the 10th largest city in the world, with a total population of 18.6 million people, just behind Cairo with 18.8 million people, and just ahead of Dhaka with 17.6 million people. This would make the greater New York City area the 63rd largest country in the world, just ahead of Syria with 18 million people. The U.S. is the world's largest economy with a gross domestic product of $20.4 trillion, or 23.3% of the total global economy. China is just behind the U.S. at $14 trillion and 16.1% of the total global economy. When measured by purchasing power parity, or the price of goods and services versus individual incomes, the U.S. comes at number 2 to China, whose GDP PPP is $25.2 trillion. This means that while the Chinese economy is about 30% smaller than the US's, Chinese individuals have on average 20% greater purchasing power in their own country. The three biggest economies
Wow.
within the U.S. states are California with a GDP of $2.6 trillion, Texas with a GDP of $1.6 trillion, and New York with a GDP of $1.5 trillion.
Yeah, they could almost be their own countries because they make so much revenue and stuff. Like right there, California, 2.6 trillion. That's like it's like the, it's like the, I think it's just like the percentage of like their profit in it, something. I don't know for
Yeah.
sure. A lot of money.
Altogether, these three states would be the world's third largest economy, just ahead of Japan with a GDP of $5 trillion. California's economy alone is as big as the United Kingdom's. Texas's is as big as Canada's, and
Yeah.
New York's is as big as South Korea's. The
Crazy.
United States also has the best equipped military in the world, though it's only the third largest.
But we have nothing else. Got lots of
You
weapons.
spend it all on war.
Yeah.
At 1,282,000 active duty personnel. Ahead of it are India with 1.4 million active duty personnel and China with 2.1 million active duty personnel. The US spends over $610 billion on its military every year, or 3.1% of its total GDP. 35% of the world's total military expenditure, and more than the next 9 nations combined.
Jeez.
Just behind it are China with $150 billion in expenditures, and
That's
Saudi
crazy.
Arabia with $76 billion in expenditures. The United States also has the most military bases in the most foreign countries in the world, with approximately 800 military installations in 80 countries, possibly more military bases in more foreign lands than any nation or empire in history. The cost of maintaining these bases alone is about $156 billion. More
And then they wonder why we have poverty. Everybody spends all their
Yeah.
money on war and fighting wars and like maintaining military bases so that they can have wars. Like it's crazy.
Yeah.
And then you got people over here that's like homeless and stuff, and there's poverty. It's
than China spends on its entire military.
Easy.
On the civilian side, the U.S. has the world's third largest police force, with 913,000 total police officers, placing it just behind India at number 1 with 1.9 million police officers, and China with 1.6.
I wonder what the crime rate is, too. We have that many officers, and still, there's
we
like,
have a higher crime rate at a lot of places, right?
yeah, I think we're pretty high, but it's like we still can't catch
Right.
half
Well,
the people.
it's
and-
because there's a lot of stuff that's not real crime. That there's possession charge, weed stuff. You know that still goes in as a crime, whereas other countries not necessarily a crime to do stuff like that.
Yeah, right,
It does inflate the number.
right.
Yeah.
6 million police officers. In the realm of healthcare, the U.S. is the most expensive nation on earth, with a health expenditure per capita of $10,350, placing it
Yeah.
ahead of Switzerland at $7,900 and Germany at $5,550. While on average the rest of the world spends about 10.3% of its GDP on healthcare, the U.S. spends 18% of its GDP on healthcare. The United States is a large, complex nation, big enough to host several different distinct accents within its own borders. Its people
of
are
countries do that.
hardworking and industrious, leading the world's economy. But despite what recent political events might indicate, they're also the most welcoming nation in the world, with 3 times the number of immigrants than nations in either the number 2 or number 3 spot in a global comparison. The U.S.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean they're welcome. Like the American, not me or her. You know, we're nice people. There's a lot of assholes out there that like treat immigrants badly because they're from another country. Not really welcome. I mean, the government lets them in, but like then they're treated like crap the whole time. Really,
Right.
not really welcome in a sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
right.
The U.S. isn't the only welcoming place in the world. We've never felt more welcomed than when we signed up with Wix to build a website. Regardless of what exactly your
Smooth
business or
transition, right,
hobby
into
is,
their
one
sponsor.
thing's for sure, Wix has a professional solution
yeah,
for
go make
you.
that website,
If
guys.
you're looking for more than just a website, maybe email marketing, a mailbox, or a custom domain, Wix can help you with that as well. Don't worry too much about the things you don't have control over. Worry about what you can do to improve your life. Go to Wix.com
And go watch more of her videos.
infographics, or click the link in the description and build the website you want and need today. Hopefully, today's episode has put the size of the U.S.
Oh, is that
into
it?
perspective for you. What other
that's
country
it.
would you like to see us do next?
They need to
How
put a
big
card
is your
right there.
country?
I'm just kidding.
Right? Yeah, that's pretty interesting. I didn't realize that we spent. I mean, I knew we spent a lot. A lot of
Yeah.
being spent on war, guys. It's crazy.
All right, yeah, that's it, guys. So thanks for watching, and if you get time, definitely go check his channel out.
Check out more of her videos first.
I don't have many out, but
she'll get more soon.
Yep. But all right, see you later.
All right, guys, take care.
Bye.
Have a super fun, awesome day.